Hey everybody, this is Jacob West with Evernest Detroit here on a beautiful spring Michigan day, talking to you guys about maintenance. So one of the things that a lot of people ask when they first sign up with us is what happens when a resident calls in a maintenance request for my house? So I'll walk you guys through the steps. So the first thing that happens, let's say a tenant calls in a work order for let's say their sink is leaking. So when someone calls in a work order, they can do that, and I say call in, but they can put in work orders, predominantly online. That's what we would prefer. It allows them to, type out all their thoughts, add pictures and descriptions. So it's really nice to get those online. But they can also call them in or email us or whatever they want to do. So someone reports a maintenance issue at one of our houses. The first thing that happens is we try to troubleshoot that maintenance issue. So if, let's say, to use the example is a really common one, to use the example of, my heat's not working. The first thing we want to do is say, well, is the thermostat on? And we can walk them through, is the thermostat, showing numbers? Are there batteries in it? All those kind of steps. So we do try and troubleshoot that. And if we, if it's not a, kind of a user error thing like that, or something that the tenant can resolve themselves, then we would dispatch that to either one of our in-house technicians or one of our trusted vendors. And what we do when we dispatch either our technicians or our vendors is we're working off of what we call a maintenance limit. So with Evernest, our property owners can set their maintenance limit to either $300 or $500. And what that means is that when this technician goes out to investigate that leaky sink, depending on if it's $300 or $500, that technician has either a budget of either $300 or $500 to resolve that issue while they're there. And we want to do that to provide the best experience for our residents, making sure that maintenance issues are taken care of quickly. And then we also want to provide the lowest cost for our clients and owners, because if we send someone out and they can address it that first trip, it's cheaper than having them pay a trip charge for someone to go out, take a look at the issue, and then come back later to actually do it. So it can come out a little bit cheaper for clients and also better experience for residents, kind of best of both worlds there. So when someone comes out to one of our properties and they investigate an issue and, let's say they are able to take care of that leaky sink by just, replacing the sprayer, and it's, $100 or something like that, including labor. So if that was the case, then they would submit that invoice to Evernest. Evernest would pay it, and then the client would see that invoice come up on their next statement, which go out twice a month. So in those cases, we want to make sure that we're taking care of business as the property manager, not bothering you as the client. Wait for this car to pass. So let's say that this leaky sink issue turns into something that might be above the maintenance limit. So let's say that the technician gets out here and notices that that leak in the sink has caused a bunch of damage in the cabinets because the tenant didn't notice it for months. In that case, it would be over $300 if we need to replace a bunch of the cabinets in addition to fixing that sink. So in a case like that, that contractor or technician would fix what they can or do what they can to mitigate the issue. So maybe that is replacing the faucet or replacing the sprayer, or tightening the pipes, whatever the case may be. They'll do what they can under that maintenance limit to resolve the issue or at least stop it from getting worse, and then they'll submit an estimate for the remainder. So let's say they're able to get the leak stopped, but they've got to put in an estimate for the carpentry work to fix the cabinets underneath the sink, something like that. And in the case of those work orders where it does go above the maintenance limit, we would send that to you as the owner for approval before we proceed. So we want you to have that kind of control over those larger items. And then for the smaller items, that's what you're paying us for us to take care of it, not bother you, and just get the job done. So that is what we do when we get work orders from our residents. If you have any questions about this or any of our other property management services or maintenance policies, you can visit us at evernest.co or shoot us an email at support@evernest.co.